And today's story is number 56. Let the Slanderers Talk. Back in 18th century Japan, the pretty popular unmarried daughter of a sake merchant became pregnant. As her condition began to show, the news spread like wildfire, and her father badgered her mercilessly to name who had done this to her. Afraid to tell the truth, the girl thought in desperation that if she pointed a finger at the saintly Zen priest Hakuin, whose temple was nearby, that might get her off the hook. She whispered to her mother, "Actually, the child I'm carrying is from Hakuin." When her father heard this, he became enraged and barged into the temple without removing his shoes. He demanded to see the eminent priest and directed a barrage of curses and insults at him. Then, his anger still unappeased, he demanded a sum of money to help defray childcare expenses. Hakuin's response was classic. "Ah, I see," he said, and handed the irate father a slight amount of money. People who had previously dismissed the accusation now became convinced that it was true and Hakuin was indeed a hypocrite. This gossip, too, spread far and wide in no time. Hakuin paid no heed to the appalling things that were said about him. His policy was, let the slanderer commit slander, let people have their say. It is for others to speak and for me to accept or reject what is said. Tortured by the unexpected storm she had stirred up, the girl finally was forced to tell her parents the truth. Now they were doubly astonished. They marched her straight to the temple, where the three prostrated themselves and apologized over and over for their unpardonable behavior. "Oh, I see." Once again Hakuin said only this, nodding. "Though we may be living upright lives, sometimes it happens that unfounded slander and gossip take us by surprise, filling us with anguish and anger. But in time, the facts will emerge, resonating far and wide like the sound of a drum in the hands of a master. In past, present, and future, there is none whom everyone slanders, none who is praised by all. Wisdom of the Buddha, the Dhammapada. Okay, very good. So this story is a very well known and many times recited by many people about this Buddhist priest who, when he was accused of having impregnated this young girl, instead of defending himself, he just said, "Oh, I see." Very brief response. And it's very shocking to us. How could someone um, just let it, slip off his back? How can that happen? It's if we could do this to every kind of criticism or slander that we hear, life would be so easy. We didn't have to suffer so much. But why is it that he was able to just kind of brush it aside as if it was water rolling off a duck's back? It didn't influence this priest at all. So, yeah, one thing is, if we place our trust in the law of cause and effect, we don't have to fear anything. All we have to do is plant seeds of happiness as much as we can every day, day in, day out. And in no time, we are going to get a lot of good results, happiness and peace of mind, fulfillment of the heart. What people say, like it said in the text, yeah, it's for them to say. And it's for me whether I accept it or reject it. So this is very important to realize that we cannot control what people say or do. So as long as we have darkness in the world or foolishness, people will always behave foolishly and they will say things that are unfounded or harmful. And yeah, the I mean, if we want to fight with them directly, we cannot get the desired outcome that we want. Just look at the world, wherever there is a fight, they still are fighting. They haven't reached a resolution. So instead, in Buddhism, first and foremost, we try to deepen our understanding of impermanence, which is the inevitability of change. If we deepen our understanding of impermanence, the truth of impermanence, our mind doesn't stick to things for too long. We're like, okay, this too shall pass. This is going to pass. In 5 years, I'm not going to remember this. Do I remember something sad that I was crying over 10 years ago? I have to struggle to remember the details of it. The memory of it fades away, everything like a dewdrop vanishing from the blade of grass. It just goes away. When the sunlight comes up with that warmth of the sun, that water will uh, evaporate and vanish. So, as we deepen our understanding of impermanence by listening to the Dharma again and again, we become more focused on obtaining the happiness that never abandons us. If a happiness is here today and it's gone tomorrow, why are we so uptight about it and trying to get a hold of something that is already running away from us? It's like going to the ocean and trying to scoop up the ocean water with your two hands and bring it home. By the time you get home, all the water is gone. Or it's like trying to fill up your bathtub to take a bath, but no matter how long you wait, the bathtub doesn't get full because we forgot to put in the stopper. It's futile. So the more we listen to the Dharma, the more we understand this and we become focused on obtaining a happiness that holds us fast, never to abandon us, which comes from gaining complete self-knowledge. So we don't focus on what other people do or don't do, what other people say or don't say. We focus on our own mind, understanding why we suffer, the root cause of suffering, and having the suffering eliminated once and for all. So we can say, I'm so glad to be alive. Every day we wake up, we feel so grateful. Every breath we inhale and exhale becomes a work of wonder. That's the beauty of living a purpose driven life. And I'm so happy that we are all here together, moving towards that purpose together. So, good job, everyone. Today is Thursday, and we will have Yuichi's summary of the last 2 weeks of meetups. It's a lecture style, so no interactions, except for some questions at the end if there are any questions. So tonight, 8 p.m. Pacific time. And have a wonderful Thursday. Bye.